DOS. So yeah, they've been around for a while. They make quite a few speakers, from all the cheapest to the cheap Huashanbei junk, all the way to some good stuff like the Soundbox XL Ultra. This is their newest speaker, the Soundbox XL Pro, which is just slightly smaller than the Ultra, but basically it's the same category, you know, JBL Extreme sized speaker. We're going to compare these two, and we're also going to compare it against the current Huashanbei King. That is this bad boy here, the Avantree Powerbyte. I'm going to set that aside right now because I'm going to start with the Soundbox Ultra. We're going to compare these two. This is actually different. It's not a 2.1 anymore. This is a... Oh, yeah, I got all the screws removed. This is a stereo two-way configuration. Let me show you that. Oh no. There you have it, folks. Stereo two-way configuration with two 3-inch woofers and two 1.5-inch tweeters. So we're going to do a sound comparison. Let's get to it. Starting from the DOS Soundbox XL Pro, and then we're going to move up to the XL Ultra. Both are playing at 50% volume. They're equally matched at 50%. So let us begin. Alright, let's turn both of them to maximum. Open so we can see how truly we have set our lives and start to be. Wow, yeah, they play about as loud, equally. Here's the thing. I feel like the newer Soundbox XL Pro is a little bit more refined in sound. It's more of a hi-fi tuning. It's got a better treble. It's got more presence to treble. Whereas the older Soundbox, the XL Ultra, is a lot more warm sounding. Both get about just as loud, and both plays about just as deep. But the thing is, the older Soundbox Ultra has more bass. It's louder in terms of, you know, mids and upper bass. The deep bass is also a little louder than the newer Soundbox, but that's not to say that the new Soundbox does not have deep bass. It also plays all the way down to around the 45 hertz region, which is pretty decent. When I was doing a frequency sweep, it plays all the way down there. So quite interesting. I think, honestly, this is a good speaker. When I bought it, it was 140 bucks. I think I saw it a while ago for 115 or 120. It's the same price as the bigger DOS. And honestly, I think the newer DOS sounds slightly better than the bigger one. But like I said, there isn't really a winner here. This is just an opinion thing. If you like more bass, you're probably going to like the older DOS better. If you like more full range sounding or like hi-fi sounding speaker, you're probably gonna like the newer DOS more. So it's a give and take situation. Let's compare it to the Huachanbei King. All right, again, starting from the DOS at 50% volume. Let's go. All right. Let's crank both of them to max volume. I'm gonna keep the Avantree at mode 3, and both the speakers to the max. Your hands are whipped around the right glass, baby. Oh, I got my delicate, my craziest kiss. Your chips are betting on a short shot. Oh, my Dallas tastes delicious. My touch is hot. You know that beat is Supermondo, baby. All right, I'm gonna switch this to the second mode, which is even louder. All right, so I guess that's that. Yeah, I think you'll be able to tell. Let's compare these two. When we compare them, you'd figure that the Avantree is a lot more boosted in the bass region. But I think the DOS has a little better treble. The maximum volume, I think, in this case, the Avantree takes the cake of being the loudest at mode 2 and the most bass at mode 3, but the DOS is louder than the Avantree at mode 3. So it's like a give and take. Both are pretty loud speakers. You'd be able to throw a small dorm party with these. They're pretty decent, and I think both retain bass quite good at maximum volume. Honestly, I'm quite surprised at this DOS. It's really decent. I'm not gonna lie. I am surprised by how good the speaker sounds and how hi-fi the tuning is. Yes, it's a little boosted, but it's boosted in a good way. So props to DOS. They did an awesome job. There is, however, I think there is a problem when it comes to the passive radiator because it hits the magnet of the woofer. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to do a frequency generator. I'm going to play a frequency. I'm going to crank it all the way to maximum. You'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm playing 50 hertz, and this is right now about 60% volume. This is about 80%. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's this tone. It is causing the passive radiator to hit the magnet of the woofer. And that's some horrible engineering. Let's take this thing apart. We're gonna see really what's wrong with it. If there are any other problems that might be the case for this speaker that's poor engineering, or if there's any build quality issues, let's do that right now. All right, here's what we get for the battery: two 21700s. And that is the top, the controls, probably a little circuit board for that. This is our amp board. Very interesting, very small, and just only the necessary stuff on there. Definitely a 3-chip config. First, we got some USBs and ins and outs and all that. It's got a micro SD USB playback, and then 3.5mm auxiliary, and then it could And then you also have a charging port, Type-C charging port. Taking a look at the amplifier devices, we have two ACM8625P stereo amplifiers. As far as I remember, these have built-in DSP. Yeah, they're 30 watts per channel and has built-in DSP. Two for tweeter, the other for the mid bass. So it is a biamped system with an active crossover. At quite a high crossover point, I think around 4,000 or 5,000 hertz. Here is what we have. This is the ATS2853 all-in-one Bluetooth module. It has its own antenna that's stuck here on the side of the board because the entire body is practically metal. So antenna is necessary, and that is your passive radiator. Very interesting internal. So take a look at the drivers. Here are our speaker drivers. We got, this is a 1.5-inch tweeter, cone tweeter, paper cone tweeter, and this is the woofer. Quite interesting. It's got a surround that reminds me of the PA speakers, you know, and quite a lot of room for the voice coil to move around. I don't think that's an underhung voice coil. You wouldn't be able to see the coil if it is, but yeah, a very big magnet, 4 ohms, and lots of vent for the spider and everything to breathe. This is actually a very well made driver. Very interesting. I'll be uploading a test on this in shorts. Go check it out. So yeah, I guess that's that. That's the Teardown, the speaker. I think it's a very well built device. It's simple, but it's done everything right pretty much except for that passive radiator. Sound wise, it's great. It's got decent amount of low bass. It goes all the way down about 48 hertz, maybe 48, maybe a little lower than that. So it's not too bad. Pretty much as bassy as the Avantree, but the bass on this is a little more boosted. So it's like a give and take. Depends on what you like more. I wouldn't say this is a bad speaker, but at 140 bucks is a little expensive. If it's around 120, I'd actually take this over the OG DOS Soundbox XL Ultra. It's how good I think it is. It's a very good speaker. Engineering wise, there's only one thing we got to deal with. It's that passive radiator problem. Usually you won't be able to hear it touching the back of the speaker magnet, and if you're just playing music at a very loud volume, but when it's some hip-hop songs where there's like 808 kicks, or like what I did, I just put a frequency generator signal through it, it's going to hit the back of the magnet and create that kind of a distorted sound. So that would be the only issue I have with this speaker. Otherwise, it's quite a decent device. I think it's definitely worth buying it for 120, and if you could get it lower, I think DOS might actually lower it all the way down to maybe 90 bucks or something like that. If that's the case, then this might dethrone the OG Huachanbei King. So there you have it, folks. Really good speaker. I've enjoyed it.